My question is, sir, something that you said that if you had time, you will discuss, which is the difference between God and Bhagwan. Because like you just said, that linguistics itself come with a culture. So what is the difference between it, and how understanding a lot of these Hindu or Indian concepts in English can often be a disservice to understanding itself?
Yeah, that's actually complicated. Well, you know, let me just tell you, when you ask a teacher or a professor a question, if that person says, that's a very good question, you know what that means? He doesn't have a very good answer. So the question is question, but I will try. I will try my best. If somebody says, use the word God, suppose. See, we have started using uh, expressions in English. For example, let us say you hear the news somebody passed away or something. People in Twitter, they put RIP, things like that, right? Now, and there are many, many things like that. This word God represents some divine entity, that's all. Something divine, something that is above me, something that I cannot wrap around, something that I cannot see, touch, feel. That is what normally people refer to as quote unquote God. Now, our concept is different. If you look at the Vedas, they say that Veda Purusha means Pura means like a town, city, right? So Purusha is someone who is indweller of something. So when you say Veda Purusha, is the indweller in the Vedas. Now, what are the Vedas? The Vedas, of course, the current version that we have given by Veda Vyasa 5,000 years ago roughly. But does it mean that there were no Vedas before? Vedas were always there. Because the true definition of Veda is the collection of truths, eternal truths, that is applicable to all people at all time. In other words, there is no limitation of desha or kala. Okay? Desha means space, kala means time. So there is no concept of that. I mean, there's no limitation of that. Right? So if you collect all of those truths, the one indweller of that is that Veda Purusha, that Bhagavanta. Why do we have so many words? Like, we have Sahasranamavali, for example. I told you a little while ago in my talk, I briefly referred to Vishnu Sahasranama, right? If you look at that, Vishwam Vishnu Vashatkaraha Bhuta Bhavya Bhavat Prabhu, Bhuta Bhavya Bhavat Prabhu, right? So we are looking at different aspects of that entity. Because I know that I cannot grasp infinity. As a finite person, I cannot grasp infinity, but I can look at multiple facets of it. So every word that we use, I'll give you another example. For the same entity, sometimes we say Shiva, sometimes we say Rudra. He's one of the Rudras, Maharudra, right? So I cannot club everything to say God. Okay, I cannot do that because Shiva, just like word Shiva means Pavitra, the purest of the pure. That's what that word means. Because you see, in Sanskrita we have nirvachana, etymology. So you can take any word, break it up, look at the dhatpata, the root meaning, and you can understand what that means. God, the word God has no nirvachana, no etymology. Whereas I can look at any of these 1,008 names and I can learn something about that. Right? So to club it all together and say God, like I cannot tell my children or grandchildren and say, have faith in God. That's okay, thank you very much, and walk off. but the thing is, if I tell them all these different aspects, right? Vishwam, if you just take that word Vishwam, universe. Why is that a word for Bhagwan? Because he's all Vishnu. He is all pervasive. He's present everywhere. He's all knowing. Sarvajna. He's all knowing. And he's also all powerful. See, when you look at these things, you can learn so much from every pada, every word, right? So I think it's very important that we stop using that word God. Especially, it's even worse if you say gods. So you say, we worship all gods. What the heck does that mean? Ganapati, for example, Ganapati is Akasha Devata. His Abhimana is on Akasha. Akasha is space filled with energy. He removes obstacles. Why? Why? Because I'm here, you're there, and something has to happen between you and me. If that thing has to happen successfully with no obstacles, there has to be Akasha between you and me. Otherwise, there will be obstacles. So where there is space filled with good energy, there can be nothing else. And therefore, he is the remover of obstacles. You know, we have to look at the Ojasvi, we have to look at the meaning of every name. You know, like if you say Ganapati, Ganapati means chief of the Gana. Say, what Gana? Which Gana? Rudra Gana. See, we have to, everything, I mean, this is my message to young people like you, okay? Which is that don't, the surface level thing, go a little deeper. Manana, think just a little bit, If somebody says Ganapati, says, what does that mean? Which Gana? Which Pati? When you do that, you learn so much. Just from that, you learn so much. And you'll have answers to all these idiots who come and say random things. No, seriously. And you give them give answers, in no time, they'll just shut up and walk away. This happened to me so many times. See, I don't go around, when I deal with people, I cannot just go around and blabbering all these things. I don't ask people, my family or my friends. I just keep quiet. I'm just an ordinary person. I just keep quiet. But if somebody asks or somebody comes and pokes, they'll get an answer. Right? In no time at all, they have no idea what to do. They just walk away. Right? So jnana is important. Every single day, I should know something which I did not know yesterday. Every day. Because we all have limited time. Right? So we cannot waste it. So every single day learn something. And by the way, that also requires humility. See, water will always, it can come from a mountain, right? Where will the water go? Only where there is a concave area, right? Ojasvi, I don't think you can relate to this, but I'll tell you something. I'm an old guy, right? I'll tell you something from when I was your age, okay? See, we'd go walking, we'd go cycle trips and all that, right? So the thing is, we'd get thirsty. There are no water bottles and all that in those days. So you go somewhere, on the roadside somewhere, there is this pump kind of thing, right? So you pump that, water comes and I always say that if you're thirsty, what did you have to do? You have to bend down. You cannot stand there and say, let the water come to my mouth. Okay. You have to bend down, hold your mouth, and then hold your hands and then drink it. Knowledge, jnana is like that. You bend down, learn to bend. I think mental arthritis is a much more severe problem than physical arthritis.